Hello, good day to all of you, senior twos. I would like to welcome you back to our lesson today, and also thank you, by the way, for having continuously followed us and being part of this lesson. It is so amazing, and I believe that each one of you are benefiting. So we want to conclude our subtopic, and that is forestry industry in Africa and our case study of Gabon. So previously we looked at the factors that determine the development and growth of these forests. We looked at the importances, we looked at the challenges. So today we are going to look at the solutions to these problems that are facing our forestry in Gabon. So once you have a challenge, it is very human in nature that you mitigate, you come up with those remedies to overcome those challenges. So the forestry industry in Gabon has put up in place these measures to overcome the challenges in order to increase on productivity and development of the economic sector. So the first we look at is ensuring strict laws against high levels of deforestation, which results into overexploitation of the forestry resources. So these laws control the levels of cutting down trees in each and every area of Gabon to make sure there is maintenance and conservation. The other aspect is training and hiring of more skilled personnel or labor to overcome the challenge of shortage labor of the industry, or to carry out the economic activities of the industry, especially the technical work of the forestry. So this hiring of expatriates, they can be both within and even from other regions to ensure high productivity of the industry. Then rehabilitation and construction of transport routes. These are in form of roads and railways. Some of these routes they have outgrown, some of them they are inefficient, and some of them have broken down. So therefore, the aspect of rehabilitation improves movement of forest related activities, for example, laborers, and also input and output of the industry, and therefore it ensures high productivity as well. Then also the concept of production of high quality wood products. Yes, we say this can be enhanced through, for example, establishment of wood processing industries. These wood processing industries result into high quality products which cannot be easily outcompeted on the world market. So therefore, ensuring that productivity is of quality, it enhances the market aspect of the economic sector. Then the other concept that we're going to talk about is encouraging investors to reinvest the profits that are made from the forestry industry. We say the challenge is profit repatriation. What happens? These foreign investors tend to carry back the profits made from. But here, the government can ensure that it encourages these foreign companies to invest back through establishment and expanding of forestry activities. Then the other aspect is provision of loans to individuals and companies that are involved in forestry activities. These loans empower them to purchase, for example, machinery that would be used in carrying out the forestry activities. Loans would be able to pay off workers or labor, which is highly required to carry out this work. So the aspect of loan is very important. Then the other aspect is government ensuring resettlement activities of the population to areas that are not under the forest cover. Yes, we said one of the challenges that faces the forestry industry is encroachers, or people who tend to seek settlement, to expand their settlement on land that is under forest cover. So government coming up with a program of resettling the population in areas that are not intended for forestry activities is also another solution to overcome the challenge of limited acreage. Then the other aspect is constant spray of environmental friendly chemicals within the forested zone. To do what? Overcome the aspect of diseases. we say that these diseases and pests also attack wood, attack trees, and at the end of the day, this affects the quality of wood which is put on market, and therefore it reduces productivity and output. Then establishment of more wood processing industries. Yes, we say the wood processing industry, they mainly play a role of addition of value to the wood products. So these wood processing industries take another level of forestry to more of quality improvement through processing the products and putting them to a better level that is highly developed on the world market. The other aspect is constant research in order to develop those technologies that are friendly in terms of cost, those technologies that are friendly in terms of usage. This research should be incorporated in all activities of forestry. For example, right away from establishment of forest, that is planting, maintenance, and exploitation, as well as conservation. So research is one key thing. So we expect that the government of Gabon comes up with several research activities from various institutions that are related to tree maintenance, tree conservation, and tree productivity, which is forestry. Then reclaiming degraded areas such as former mining centers through afforestation and other areas that have not been put to use for a long period of time, that do not support other economic activities for productivity. Therefore, these areas, reclaiming them would be put to forestry activities through afforestation and planting of forest on a large area, and this would increase on an area which is under the coverage of forestry, therefore enhancing on productivity of the area. So those are some of the solutions that we say we could talk about as major problems or as major ways of overcoming problems that are facing forestry in Gabon. So we sum up our subtopic with that subsection, and therefore that is why here today I have some questions of reference that if you've been following us right off from our lesson 1, lesson 2 up to date, you'll be able to understand that these questions guide you in your reading. These questions are examinable questions, and they have been formulated in a various way. That's why I've put them for us here that we can understand. For example, the first question that we are likely to meet and find in all ways, that what are the factors that have led to the development of forestry in Africa? Now here I want you to be very clear. We are talking about Africa. We are generalizing. Africa, this means that it can cut across any country of case study. Here, we can talk about, for example, Congo. We've been talking about Gabon. We can talk about Swaziland. We can talk about Cameroon. So, the aspect of Africa is general. But when we are setting this question, it will be on a particular case study. Like today, or our lessons have been focusing on Gabon. So I want you, as you make your research, as you make your further reading, focus on those specific countries of study. Then the other question that we are likely to find are, describe the problems that are facing the forestry industry in Africa. We shared and looked at those problems. So take time, go through and understand. You'll be able to answer this question. Then what are the challenges that are hindering effective commercial exploitation of forests in Africa? This question is the same as this question. Problems that are facing forestry industry are similar to challenges that are hindering. So sometimes the question can be modified in this way. Then it is also modified in another manner. We can also modify it in this way. What are the reasons that are limiting involvement of forestry activities in Africa? That is one question. So when we look at question 2, 3, and 4, these are similar questions. Why? Because they can be modified in a different way. So when you meet it in this way, don't say, this question I've never looked at. If you meet it this way, they all look at challenges that are facing forestry in Africa. And then also the other problem is, the main question is, how can the problems facing forestry industry in Africa be overcome? So we are also likely to meet that question. This question is solutions to the problems. Then what are the solutions to the problems? That one is a direct question that we meet and see most of the time. And then what are the steps that are have been taken to improve forestry in Africa. So from question 5 to question 7, those questions are the same, but modified in a different manner. So therefore, once you meet them, you should not be confused. I'd like you to carry out much more of practice using these questions, because they will guide you to understand more of this subtopic as you read through this period of time. Once again, I would like to thank each one of you who has been so cooperative and listening, following us wherever we are. I encourage you to continuously follow us, because we shall be loading every other time different lessons, different topics, so that you are not left out. I want to thank also your parents, by the way, the parent fraternity. Thank you so much for ensuring that you are facilitating these young people with the data, with airtime, to make sure that they are able to access this platform and this knowledge. So please believe in yourself, sit down, read. Where you don't understand, contact us. There are several ways that you can contact us, and we'll be able to help you. Try out some of these questions that we are putting at the end of each and every subtopic. It will enable you to be on track. Once you do this, trust me, you are not losing anything. It is as good as you are in our classroom. I wish you all the best, and I want to say you've been a very good audience, and I wish to meet you in our next lesson. May the Almighty be with you. Stay safe, stay home. COVID is real, but we can fight this together. We shall meet when we resume.